Record, hit record. We're live. We're live.
And recording.
Oh my God, it's an exciting day in life.
This is a podcast as well.
It's a podcast about horror movies. This is our top 13 favorite horror movies of all time. Just because, why not? It's October, right? So that means that we can talk about horror movies and enjoy them while we can, because Hollywood ain't making any more, because Hollywood is dead as shit. Oh, yeah.
Hi, Dick.
Hi.
Hi. We're here to discuss our top 13 ones because why not? Like you said,
13.
So 45 minutes. We got to move fast.
Yes.
Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Well, do you have honorable mentions that you want to mention, or?
I have 2 honorable mentions.
Okay, I have a lot.
I tried to keep my list thin, and I do have a couple on here that are like borderline horror or not, but fuck you, it's on my list. I got rid of the comedies. That's all you can ask for me. Honorable mentions. I have The Thing, and I have New Nightmare.
Oh, okay. Because The Thing to me is science fiction, so I don't have it on my list. I just think it's science fiction to me.
It's a horror movie,
I guess, but it's more sci-fi. It's an alien.
Yeah,
it's like saying alien.
There's definitely overlap between genres all the time. That's why I say it gets a little tricky.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why to be more precise, my list is more involved with paranormal, supernatural, not aliens, not space, not killers, not slashers. There had to be some kind of otherworldly element at work. So that's how I describe horror.
You just said otherworldly, and then you before
well,
that.
I mean, otherworldly, like supernatural, like it's like that. You know, you could maybe argue. Yeah, I would say otherworldly, but like ghostly figures. Not talking about.
Okay, you have a
literal
narrow version of horror.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean horror? I'm sorry. You mean horror?
No, I mean Dick's version of.
Alien is a sci-fi
movie. You just said
not horror.
Slashers don't count. If you don't count slashers, then
slashers is a slasher. Slashers its own genre.
No, it's not. It's a horror.
Yes, it's horror
subgenre.
I don't like the slasher genre. I think it sucks.
I don't disagree, but I'm saying it's still a horror genre.
Yeah, and I don't have mine in any particular order, but I'll say my honorable mentions: The Exorcist, The Conjuring, The Host, Dawn of the Dead, both versions, The Blob remake, Hereditary.
Oh yeah.
Though technically the Blob shouldn't be sci-fi, so I broke my own rule. Trick or Treat, Starry Eyes, and The Ring 2002. I think those are decent horror flicks. You ever see Starry Eyes?
Yes, I have. I would also
It was a Netflix movie. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you put a movie on there that I was on my honorable mention. Hereditary. That and the Vivitch, I would definitely put on my honorable mention list. Yeah. What?
You just froze on me.
Oh, okay. I was like, you look like you want to say something. Can you hear me?
No. I hear you now, yeah.
Okay. Awkward silence there. So my number 13, I do have mine in order, but they could be rearranged slightly. But I just went off my top 100 list and just pulled it from there.
That's fine. Yeah.
My number 13 is going to be Frailty.
Oh, yes, very good. Bill Paxton.
You said you gave it the go ahead.
Yes, I would say that's a horror movie. Yes, because you're talking about demons, Fenton. Demons.
Yes.
I took the holy axe and I killed a demon, Fenton. Dad, those aren't demons, they're people. Shut up, Fenton. I was weak and I couldn't kill you.
I think your quote was, it qualifies as horror because there's demons, murder, and
Powers Booth.
Powers Booth.
That's right. Anytime
I don't know what that means as far as qualifications goes, but Powers Booth apparently means horror. To
me, he's one of the greatest actors of all time.
I would say Stacy Keach and what's the other guy's name?
Oh God, probably Matthew McConaughey, Stacy Keach.
No, not Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, no, I'm
Howard
sorry.
Booth, Stacy Keach, and he is in Starship Troopers.
Oh, the guy from Total Recall, Michael
Yes.
Ironside.
Michael Ironside
Michael
are
Ironside,
all
yeah.
in that same actor category.
Yeah, it's that character actor from the 80s and 90s that are either bad guys or good guys. And Michael Ironside goes back and forth, but I think Powers Booth mostly plays a good guy.
Michael Ironside just loses his arm a lot.
No, that's Michael Ironside. Yeah, Michael Ironside lost 3 arms.
Dude cannot keep an arm.
Three arms, 2 legs. I saw in Sergeant Troopers lose both legs. In Scanners, he loses his head.
Man I am today.
That's right. That's right, son. Infantry, maybe the man I am today.
He's got no legs, half an arm.
My number 13 is House. House from 1987, I think.
House MD.
86. Not House MD. Though George Wendt is in this version. It's a horror. It's a horror slash. Technically, okay. Here I am breaking my own rules. It's not a comedy, but it's funny, and it's a horror movie because it's pretty much straight up horror. There's a lot of scary moments, but it's also kind of tongue in cheek. I think it's more Fred. It's Fred Decker. I think Fred Decker did it, so he's more comedy, sort of slated. So
I saw House when it came out, or shortly thereafter, and I haven't seen it since then.
Yeah, it's about 1986, I think it came out roughly.
Yeah, like in 1990, maybe 89, 90. I was at a friend's house and it was on TV.
No, it's a fun one.
Trying to figure it out. Yeah,
Richard Mall's in it.
They made a ton of sequels.
Yeah, all of them are terrible. I guess the second one's probably okay, but they're pretty bad. They get worse. And there's one that's not even a House movie. They called it House 4 or something, and it's with Lance Henriksen.
House 4, The Position.
It's called something stupid where it has nothing to do with House. It's just really bad, and it's about a serial
Every
killer.
time you say House, I picture Hugh Laurie.
House.
Every single time.
I'm House. I'm going to try to save his life, okay? I'm House.
House 4 is 1992.
Yes, that's the one, I think, with Lance Henriksen.
No.
Oh, maybe it's not. Oh, you know what? It could be House 3. I'm sorry. Maybe it's House 3. But it's not a very good House movie. It's pretty bad.
House 2 has Bill Maher. And it has the girl from Wings that we talked about in Twilight Zone a minute ago.
Full circle.
House 3. I can't even find House 3. That's the one that's not called House.
That's got to be the Lance Henriksen one then.
Yeah.
It's like called Body House or House of Body or House of Pain / House 3. I don't know. It's not good. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
My number 12 is going to be An American Werewolf in London.
Very good. It's a good choice. It's a comedy, but it's also a horror.
But I qualified my comedy list as, does it also work as a horror movie? Because I don't think general audience watches it, they're going to laugh a whole lot. It's going to work more as a horror movie than a comedy. Like Shaun of the Dead is just going to work as a comedy, no matter how.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shaun of the Dead's funny.
But American Werewolf in London works both ways because the comedy is very subtle.
Yeah, you're right.
So I put that on my horror list because it's a great movie.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good job.
Classic. American Werewolf from Paris sucks. I don't know why they.
No one likes that movie. Nobody likes that movie unless you're a retard.
Terrible.
Unless you're Lowell from Wings. We like that movie.
Thomas Hayden Church loved it.
My number 12.
Yes.
I'm going to say Candyman.
Okay.
Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen. It's a good horror movie. It's one of those that I haven't watched in a long time, but I have it on the Shout Factory Blu-ray, and the commentary was interesting. It's a different kind of horror movie. It has a black lead, which you don't see too often in these horror movies, and a female lead, which you don't really see. Well, I mean, you do, but they're always the victim. But in this one, she's more or less the catalyst for the whole thing. And it's just really well done. Clive Barker's story.
Yeah.
Written and directed by somebody. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it was very good.
One of the few Clive Barker projects I don't hate.
Right,
Clive Barker. I don't give a fuck about him. I don't like
I can understand that.
I don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
I
He gives
I do like Candyman.
Yeah,
Have you
Cameo's good.
Have you seen the new one?
I did. I liked it. I really did. I think
I did too.
the new one was good. I liked the new one.
I wanted more Tony Todd. I didn't realize he was only going to be there as they have an end on that, a spoiler for that movie.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're kind of showing how he appears to people throughout the ages, and it's just quickly Tony Todd for a moment. And I'm like, oh, that was it.
But then he comes back at the end.
Yeah, but I wanted more Tony. I wanted a lot of. I just thought it was flat out going to be Tony Todd.
Well, I loved there was some like countdown of the best horror moments or whatever, and Tony Todd was on it. And they talked about that scene where he has the bees in his mouth, and he opens his mouth, and Candyman, there's bees, live bees in it. And he says, that was all real. He goes, that was me with bees in my mouth. Yeah. No CGI for that shit. And he goes, if you're an actor, you just got to say, fuck it and roll with it, or else get out. Get out of the business. That's what he said. I thought that was pretty funny.
And it's true, because imagine all those movies where you're in water. That's your whole week.
Yeah.
You're just in water, trying not to drown. Like, there's no faking that.
Isn't that Frank's favorite sequence ever is Halloween Resurrection or Alien Resurrection?
Yeah.
When they're in the water. That was months in the water. Months
for 6.5.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'd quit. I wouldn't do it. I'd say fuck your movie. I don't care. This is Alien Resurrection. Sucks.
Yeah. My number 11. Candyman is a great choice, by the way. I wanted to include that. I almost put it on my honorable mention list because I like that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I also like Candyman, the Day of the what's it called?
Is that the third one?
Or the Flesh?
Is that the second one?
Third one.
Third one. Okay.
It's one of those terrible direct to DVD VHS.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, I think the second one was direct to Cinemax because I remember seeing it premiere on Cinemax. Like, oh, this isn't very good.
I also like Hellraiser Inferno way too much.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
I like that one. It's not a Hellraiser movie, really.
No, it's not. And I guess it was written as another script, and they just threw Hellraiser in there. Yeah,
it's the Die Hard of that series.
Yes, yeah. Well, I guess I saw a special Hellraiser 5, 6, and 7 were all other scripts. They were all Die Hard scripts.
Hellraiser,
Hellraiser in a building.
So. I also want to put Final Destination on my list of honorable mentions. I love that movie way more than I should, and it has Tony Todd.
That's fun, yeah.
All right, my number 11, 30 Days of Night.
Yes, you love 30 Days of Night.
I do. I really do. Nobody else will have that on their top 13 other than me. I don't give a shit. Fucking love that movie.
There's no God. No God.
Oh, God.
No God. I'm Angelica Houston's brother.
God. And he goes, God.
Oh gosh!
Like,
he's covered in blood.
Love it. Yeah,
and he just killed Bobby from
killed Nolan's man
from
Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah,
I know him as the receptionist at the hotel in Memento.
Yes, in Memento. Yeah, hey man, I charged you for your room twice.
I'll be honest.
I'll be honest with you.
You're not gonna remember.
That's why he should have been in Dark Knight Rises. He should have been in that movie.
He was in the first one.
He's in the first one, but I wanted his character to come back and have like a redemption arc.
Well, you think he would because that character in the cartoon was a lot. A lot more. Like he was a major character in the cartoon.
Yeah,
he's barely in the first movie.
Yeah, Flash. They got kids to feed. They don't like falafel.
Yeah,
great movie.
All right, what's your number 11?
I say number 11, Dr. Sleep.
Okay, that's a great choice.
I love Mike Flanagan. I wanted to have representation for Mike Flanagan on this list. He mostly does a lot of long form stuff with Netflix shows now, but Dr. Sleep bombed at the box office, complete failure. But I went and saw it because I was like, yeah, I'll go see it. Fucking loved it in the theater. It was great. It was a great movie. And I was like, how the fuck did this not make money?
Yes, the biggest praise I can give it is I knew it was Mike Flanagan, and I love him. But I also knew what Dr. Sleep is about, and I was like, fuck that movie.
Yeah, exactly. I felt the same way.
I was finally like, I'll watch it. And I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Like, I'm enjoying the whole way through. I had no complaints.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very good.
And I was against that story.
And it's a long movie, too.
It is. But there's a lot going on. And
but it's good.
Visual, and it's interesting and savage. They kill Jacob Tremblay fucking brutally.
Jesus. That one, I guess they said, that was in the top like 100 scary moment in movies is Dr. Sleep. And I guess Mike Flanagan's wife walked out of that scene too. A lot of people walked out of the theater for that in that scene.
She's on a lot of his stuff too.
Yeah, I know. She's a fucking pussy. She can't take it. I guess she was pissed off because she's like, I could have played that part, Mike, but you gotta give it to Rebecca Ferguson. Who the fuck is that?
Mrs. Known Actress.
She's nothing compared to me. She's nothing.
I do like his wife.
No, she's very good.
Yeah.
I'm just making that up.
But I really did enjoy Dr. Sleep way more than I expected.
Yeah, it's a surprise. It's like, holy shit, this is really good.
You know what's not a surprise? My number 10. You've heard me talk about this movie, Stir of Echoes, starring Kevin Bacon.
Yo, I forgot about Stir of Echoes. I would put that in honorable mention.
Also written by Richard Matheson of Twilight
Zone.
Fame,
Yes, very good movie.
Love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's got a great setting. It's just a little Chicago neighborhood, and Duvall, what's her name? What is her name? No, Shelley's from The Shining.
Shelley's no.
The other girl. What is her name?
Oh God. Oh shit.
I cannot think of her name.
Anyway, she's in a bunch of stuff.
Hypnotizes Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. God damn it.
Sounds stupid, but I just love the way the movie's set up, and
yeah, it's a good one.
I like hanging out with that family because the wife is not just a nagging wife like they always are in those movies.
Right. Yeah.
She actually cares and like tries, and he goes fucking crazy, like digging in the basement. And she's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you. The wife never leaves in those movies. And she's like, nope, out.
Yeah.
And she's out of there. But I love that movie. Very underrated.
That's a good one.
What's your number 10?
I say number 10, Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Okay. That was on my honorable mention.
That's on your honorable mention. Yeah, I've always liked that one. I don't care for the Freddy Krueger movies at all. Like, honestly, Nightmare on Elm Street movies kind of stupid to me. The first one's good. Second one is a fucking disaster. Third one's better. They kind of figured out what they were doing, and then just the rest of them were they're just goofy. They became kind of just jokes of themselves, really.
They're a fun movie to throw on.
Yeah, I like them better than the Friday the 13th movies. I think they're better than those movies.
They're better than that and Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween. I mean, I don't know. Halloween isn't even on my list, nowhere near. I just don't like any of them, really.
Well, I was going to say, spoiler alert from my list, there are no Halloween movies, Freddy Krueger movies, Friday the 13th movies. There's none of that.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, that's a good. I wanted to put it on my list so bad.
I grew up liking it. I remember renting it because I didn't see it in theaters, but I rented it, and I was just like, oh, wow, that was really good. Like, it was like a neat play on the whole meta concept and using the real actors and even the real fucking executive producers. I mean, Glenn Shay's in the movie, for God's sake. It's hilarious. And it's just like, okay. And then fucking Wes Craven's going insane in the movie, writing the script. Like,
I wrote this.
I'm almost done.
It's great. It is a great movie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun meta horror. It's like one of the first meta horror films, really.
Yeah, it's his prototype for Scream.
Yeah, it's really well done. I enjoy that one a lot.
It is. I watched that movie when it came out, like right when it came out on VHS. I rented it because I was a big Nightmare on Elm Street fan growing up.
Yeah,
like, and I knew how bad they were, but I still love watching them.
Yeah,
and I was like, wow, this is actually really good. And my mom was like, no, it's not. And I was like, no. And I showed it to her, and she's like, oh yeah, that was good. And I was like, yeah, because it's an actual movie.
Yeah, right.
It's so, and he's actually kind of scary in it.
Yeah, they bring back the whole. Yeah, he's like
a new mask for him, and he stretches his jaw and tries to put the kid's face in his head.
Yeah, it's got some good images in there,
and he looks genuinely like scary in that movie. He's got like the different color eyes.
Yeah,
it's
he's got David Bowie eyes.
He's got some interesting eyes in that movie, and I love it. Robert Englund is like, it's just a role, it's just a character.
Yeah, right.
Like, no, I had a dream. The Freddy Krueger. He's like, stop it.
Stop talking about it, bitch.
It's a stupid character, I believe. And they all start like going crazy around Heather and her.
Yeah.
And, the kid is creepy. The kid from Full House.
Yeah, the Full House kid. Yeah,
Full House and Schwarzenegger, Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
My number 9, the original Dawn of the Dead. You had it on your honorable mention list.
Yes,
my turn.
Very good. Yes, very good movie.
Love that movie. As bad as it is, I love it. there's
I
some
wouldn't say it's
bad
bad.
stuff. No, there's some the motorcycle pie sequence is
Oh, there's just
very,
wonderful whimsiness to it all of a sudden for no reason.
the makeup effects are terrible. They were flying and shooting in a hurry, and that's
Oh,
part of the
sure.
chaos that I love about that movie.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you're a fresh audience, it's terrible. Like some scenes.
Right. Well, I like
That's
Dawn
part
of
of
the Dead
what I love
more
about
than
it.
well, I like Dawn of the Dead more than Day of the Dead.
Oh yeah.
Day of the Dead is kind of just it's too much. They're trying too hard, and their actors aren't that good, so you can't pull it
No.
off. And I think that's that's the problem with that movie. But
It tries to be too
whatever.
depressing, and I just want to watch a fun zombie movie. And Dawn of the
Yeah,
Dead
Dawn of
is
the
that
Dead's
perfect
fun.
example of
Yeah,
when he gets killed, when the helicopter pilot dude gets killed, and he
yeah,
walks out of the elevator and his foot's
yeah,
all broken and he's just stepping on his own
yeah.
ankle, and you know that actor's literally doing that. I'm like, oh,
Right.
like every time it bothers me. Like, oh, he's just walking on the side of his ankle.
You like what I can do with my ankle? You
I
should
would
see
say don't.
what's with Dick.
Did you ever watch the European cut and all those?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
my friend we used to watch that movie all the time, and he had I think every version. He had a bunch of zombie. He was a big zombie guy, so he had all the zombie movies. That's how I saw the Fulci zombie movies and all the Italian horror stuff, and I've seen them all. And yeah, he loved Romero.
Do you know who
Yeah.
sucks at zombie movies? Italy.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Go ahead
'Cause
with
you-
your number.
They're not very good. That's a whole
Italy
nother episode. Italy sucks, and even their fucking horror movies are shit. Go watch the Demons.
They have
Demon
Dario
movies.
Argento, and that's it.
And he's okay at best.
Fulci does better sci-fi than horror.
Yeah. What number are we on? Number 9?
Number 9.
Number 9. I'm going to say number 9. I'm going to go with In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh, interesting.
I like that movie. It's not really horror. It's not a scary movie, but it's a fun.
No, that's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie. It's a fun movie. I love it. I've always loved that movie. Again, it's kind of a meta movie. Kind of goes hand in hand with Freddy Krueger, New Nightmare, a little bit because it's very meta.
Yeah,
it just talks about the power of the old gods are coming back, and it's going to tear apart the new world, and they want to come back, and just fun idea. And then Sam Neill's great in it, and it's just a fun John Carpenter movie. It gets better every time you watch it. Like at first you're like, it was okay, and then the more you think about it, the more it stays with you. The more like, oh, okay, I actually really like that movie. It's a lot of good stuff in there, and I enjoy just the sort of campiness, but also the story. It's just fun, and it's a good movie.
I will completely agree with you. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay, I know Carpenter fairly well at this point. That was okay. Second time I watched it, I was like, oh, there's a lot of this I missed. Like I didn't pick up on. Third time, I was like, this movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We did our top whatever Carpenter list and our rankings of that, and that was toward the top of my list. That was like number 4, I think, maybe number 3, 2. I don't even know, but it's a great movie.
Yeah,
Sam
I love
Neill is fantastic in that movie.
Yeah, he's good. It's fun, and Charlton Heston's in there, and that's just a fun cast.
Quick little role.
That's right. I'm the editor.
They probably gave him $8 million to show the opening and ending of the movie.
I'll take it. Give me the check.
Yeah. Like
I'll be in True Lies. I'm going to go shoot True Lies after this.
Is he in True Lies?
He's in True Lies. He's the head of the agency. He's got the eye patch, and he goes, "Well, you better find it before somebody parks a car in front of the White House with a nuclear weapon in the trunk."
That's a movie I watched 10,000 times.
Yeah,
from 94 until 98, and then never
watched it again. Exactly. Yeah,
but I remember so much of it.
I guess the video game's supposed to be really good.
Is it?
There's like a Super Nintendo version of True Lies, and it's supposed to be actually pretty decent. So it sells for like $80 if you just want the cartridge. It's like an $80. It's not cheap, but
I will say the PlayStation. There's the Die Hard trilogy on PlayStation.
Oh wow!
I played the shit out of that game. The first one for the first Die Hard, solid,
nice,
solid fucking game. The second one is okay.
You're at the airport. Third one's no good.
Second one was like an arcade game where you kind of like shoot through the airport.
Oh,
it's like literally like an arcade where it has that.
Oh, yeah.
Third one, you're driving around like Crazy Taxi. Don't like it.
Oh wow. Oh, that's terrible.
The first one, you just walk around shooting dudes, collecting guns, shooting dudes. That's all you do.
That's fun. That's perfect.
Okay, my number 8 is definitely gonna be on your list. It is The Exorcist 3.
Oh, very good. Yes.
I wanted to put it lower, but I couldn't.
Right.
Only because I've seen it less than the ones ahead of it.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
over time, it will start to creep down that list. But it's a movie I don't want to watch that often, but I do. When people say The Exorcist is the best horror movie ever, I go, it's not even the best Exorcist movie.
Yeah, exactly.
The first one's great.
Yeah.
But the third one is my jam. Like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I love every minute of it. I love every line of dialogue. Every time they talk to each other, no matter who he's talking to, actually,
Yeah.
I just sit there and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I just want to hang out in this movie, even though it's not a comfortable movie.
Yeah, you want to hang out in this movie where women get their heads chopped off.
It is super depressing, but I still just want to hang out with this character.
There was so much blood. Ah! And they kill the priest. He kills the priest in the confessional.
That thing. Talk about the carp in the bathtub and just kill it. Like
so great.
I love it.
Wonderful. It's a wonderful life, detective.
We'll spare that because I'm sure it's on your list upcoming here.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
All
but
right.
So I would say what number 8? Where are we at? 8?
Number 8.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go It Chapter 1.
Wow.
I really enjoyed that movie when it came out. I hate the second one. I think It Chapter 2 is fucking terrible. I was rewatching it the other day because I was like, I'll give this movie another chance. Couldn't finish it.
That explains why you're so pissed about the second one. And I was like,
oh yeah,
it's just more of the same.
No, well, it is, and that's why I didn't like it. I was just like, you have to tell the adult story. Don't go back to the children's story because you had your chance. Yes. Leave the kids alone.
Leave the kids alone.
Like do the adult stuff because the adult stuff was never interesting. Even the book, you have to kind of face that. And if you're a writer that's talented, fix it. But no, what do? They get the guy that wrote Annabelle Creation. They got the guy that wrote the Annabelle movies to do the script.
I will say, Annabelle Creation, though, not bad.
The one with Anthony LaPaglia?
Yeah. I kind of like that one.
Not terrible. But again, he did the other one. He did The Nun. The Nun's one of the worst horror films I've ever seen. He wrote that. So he literally has 30 credits. Like he's written every bad horror movie ever made. And you're like, that's why they gave it to him. And it's just like, your first It movie did huge money at the box office. You give it to the guy that does the okay horror movies that make muddling. It's just terrible. Just terrible.
They shit the bed. That movie should be called It Chapter 2. We shit the bed.
Sorry, we fucked
shit
up.
The bed.
It shits. It shit.
I know it's like from the book, like big ass Paul Bunyan. That's not scary.
That's in the book, but yeah, it is stupid.
I know.
It's stupid. Yeah, stupid.
It's stupid.
And
visually, it's stupid as shit. It made me laugh in the theater because I saw the second one in the theater.
No, I've seen them all in theater.
The first one in the theater too, didn't I?
I saw the first one in the theater for sure.
Yeah, I saw both. And the second one, I liked a big part of 2, but not as a whole. I hated it.
Yeah.
Certain scenes I really did enjoy in the second one, but it was so disconnected that I overall didn't like the movie that much.
Yeah. No, just the first It is so well crafted. It's really well done. And I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the script was written by 2 guys that know how to write and knew how to do stuff. Corey Fukuyama, whatever his name is. He did True Detective. He directed the first season of True Detective. And he was supposed to direct it, and then Warner Brothers got scared because he was trying to go metaphysical with it, much like the book. And instead
they go with the fucking turtle in space.
Pretty much, he was going to go that direction, and they said, "Oh, we can't do that." And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, they got cold feet, but then they went with the whole fucking. It's an Indian ritual of chud, and it doesn't work because you guys talk about a leather box that the Indians gave you, and then you go do it. It doesn't work, so it ends like the first movie. You just beat the shit out of it. Like you just basically, you bum rush him and you beat the shit out of him like he's a street thug. It's just like, that's not scary. It's lame.
It's like the adults got together in the second one to remake the first movie.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what it is.
That's all it is, yeah.
I think that's the best way I can describe it.
It sucks!
My number 7 is a movie I can quote front and back to you right now if you wanted to. It's Scream.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
I love Scream.
Scream's good.
Way more than I should. I love that movie. I will watch it at the drop of a hat. It's just one of those movies. since it came out. Like I didn't see it in the theater because I was 12, but I had the VHS. I had that box set too. I bought like several versions of the movie. Remember the 3-movie box set and had like they're on like it's weird blue like our background here.
Yeah.
I bought that, and I've owned this movie several times in several different copies, and I love the movie so much. I love the meta quality, and that carried over, like you said, New Nightmare, and then this, and then the next one for me, what the big meta movie was Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
And then the next really big meta movie, which is entirely meta, is Cabin in the Woods, which I couldn't put on my list because it's comedy.
Right, that's what I felt too. That's why I didn't put mine.
Because that would be like number 1 or 2. On
it
my
would
list.
be, yeah, it would be because it's a great one. That is a good one.
You either hate that movie or you love it. There's nothing in between.
Yeah. I know people who hate that movie.
Yeah, my wife does not like. She's like, that movie.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's you got to be thinking a certain way when you watch that movie.
Yeah,
and Scream just fucking works all the way through. And then, unfortunately, they made a bunch of sequels that are not good, and they're not unwatchable. Luckily, I still haven't seen the 5. I might get around to it. It's the only one Wes Craven didn't direct so far.
Well, he's dead, so he can't do it anymore.
I'm just saying he has nothing to do with it. Clearly,
no.
I'm just kind of like, I'll get around to it eventually.
Did he direct Scream 4?
He did.
Did he? I thought he was dead by that point.
No. I think it was the last movie he did.
Is that what it was?
Right?
Yeah, it was 2011,
and he died in
so weird.
2000. He didn't die too long ago, really.
Well, I think I saw every single Scream movie except for the last one in theater. When they all
did he do My Soul to Take before or after Scream 4?
I think that was before.
I think that was 2010. That movie.
Yeah, that's one of the worst movies ever made. That movie sucks.
That felt like a pale imitation. Like he wanted to make Scream again. I was like,
that movie is shit.
All right, what is your number 7?
Number 7. I'm going to go with The Devil's Backbone. The Guillermo del Toro ghost story movie. Very good with Santi. And
you like Guillermo del Toro.
I do like my Guillermo del Toro. I hate In Shape of Water. Hated that movie. So it's got, I know, well, that's what's sad. Pan's Labyrinth should have been best fucking picture. Shape of Water is shit. I hate that movie.
I've seen the following Guillermo del Toro movies: Crimson Peak.
Yeah, Crimson Peak's not very good.
Hellboy.
I like Hellboy.
Blade 2.
Blade 2's awesome.
That's it.
Blade 2's wonderful. Hellboy 2 is really good. I think Hellboy 2 is actually Hellboy 2 is the better Hellboy movie.
I didn't like Hellboy, so I didn't watch 2.
I would say Hellboy 2 is way better. And he was going to do a trilogy, and he never got to do it because they never really had a good return at the box office. But then they do a Hellboy with Neil Marshall, and that totally fails miserably. So it's like, you guys put all your money in that, but yet you won't let Guillermo just finish off his trilogy. You would have made the same amount of money. Like, let the guy, you probably would have made more because he would have made a good movie, and he would have finished it, and would have had a beginning, middle, and end. But
sell it as a box set.
Exactly.
Come on.
Fucking idiots. But yeah, Devil's Backbone is just a good haunted ghost story. Really good imagery in it. It's scary. It's just about people, how awful people are. And it's more about people being awful than ghosts. And it's more about people than ghosts, but the ghosts are like the subplot, basically.
I'm looking at pictures. This does look pretty good.
That's great. No, yeah, it's a great movie. And I watched that on was it a DVD or was it a VHS? I think I was in Irvine.
Durian collection. Okay.
Yeah, I have that version.
I recognize this kid.
Yeah.
Where do I know him from?
He is I have no idea.
He is in.
They all look the same. All kids look the same.
He's in Pan's Labyrinth. That doesn't help me out.
Nope.
Yeah, I did watch like the first few, certain amount of scenes of Pan's Labyrinth, so maybe that's it.
Right. Yeah, but Pan's Labyrinth is good. I like Pan's Labyrinth a lot.
That's the one movie on his like catalog that I really do want to watch. I just for some reason haven't. I don't know why.
It's very good. But again, that's another movie where is it all in her head? Is she's living in a fantasy world?
I don't want to know, man.
Her real world is so awful. But yeah,
I did see Mimic. I saw Mimic as well.
Yeah, Mimic's not very good.
No.
But that
I
he
saw
says,
Nightmare Alley. I forgot that's him.
yeah, I like Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley was good.
I did
enjoyed
like Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley's a good movie.
I just thought
No,
certain things of the
I
plot.
still,
you
but
know,
I still haven't seen Kronos. I need to see Kronos.
I think Nightmare Alley would work better the second time around
Yes,
because my
probably.
expectations are tempered. I'm not expecting
Yes.
a horror movie. And
Yes,
I can
exactly.
kind of just sit in it.
Yeah.
Because it is a kind of just a stream movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Guillermo del Toro is working on an untitled Michael Mann documentary. That I
What?
would definitely watch.
What?
We both got Michael Mann hard-ons.
Shit, that's fascinating.
Yes, we talk about Michael Mann way more than we should.
Yes, he's wonderful.
All right, so my number 6, I will watch The Devil's Backbone, by the way.
Yeah, it's good.
My number 6, The Shining.
Yeah, it's good.
What else can you say about The Shining? So let's just
Yeah.
move on because we're at 35 minutes. We might go above our 45-minute time limit.
Oh my God. Number
The fifth
6.
time.
I'm going to say It Follows, number 6.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a moment.
Yes, because that's one of your high movies.
Yeah, we still got a while.
Oh.
My number 5, and this is where I start to cross over between horror and not horror, but it
Ooh.
definitely has horror aspects. American Psycho.
Okay, interesting choice.
Yes, this is one I was like, you know what, fucking doing it. I don't care what he says.
Interesting.
Because it has a horror movie premise, but it's not a horror movie.
Yes.
And that's kind of what I find fascinating about it. It's not a comedy. It's no genre really.
Right. Yeah.
It has all genres, but yet no genres at the same time. That's what I like about the movie. Is
Yeah, that's a good point.
directed by a female.
Yes, Mary Hannon or whatever her name is.
Mary Herron.
Mary Herron. Yeah.
The sequel is terrible.
Don't watch the sequel with Mila
The sequel
Kunis.
has William Shatner, and she kills William Shatner in it.
I'm dead. Thank you.
Yes, and then she drives around a college parking lot and tricks the campus security.
Sounds great.
Stupid.
I can't wait to not watch it ever. It's on HBO
American
Max.
Girl.
It teases me on HBO Max.
Now, American Psycho is an interesting movie because it was a weird period of my life in high school when it came out.
Yes.
And it had that trailer, and we watched. Me and my friends were at my other friends. Like we were all gathered at this friend's house to watch these movies, and we saw the trailer. It was Christian Bale, like, and he's peeling this mask off his
Right.
face, and
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
like, quick cutting, like, zzz, and we're like, oh shit, that looks interesting. Let's rent that movie. So we went out like the next weekend and got it.
No.
And then we watch it, and we're like, and we're all bored, and I'm like, file this away for watch alone later.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm interested in what's going on, but this is not what we signed up for.
Yes.
So I rented it and watched it on my own again, and I was like, I fucking love this. Like the comedy, like when the ATM is like, feed me a stray cat, and he just
Right. Yeah.
picks up the cat, and then the old lady, the old hoity-toity, what are you doing?
He shoots her.
The cat runs away. It's amazing, and the whole thing about the business card stuff.
Oh God,
the
yes,
most
so
famous
good.
part of that movie.
My God,
is
it even has a
great.
watermark.
But the horror of it actually works because he's chasing women with chainsaws, and he's like doing his little dance there, and he kills people.
Right. No,
so it is a horror movie. It's just the movie doesn't care to focus on the horror,
right?
And he's on the absurdity of everything he believes in,
and you don't even know if it's real because it might be all in his head. And at the end of the movie,
on his head.
It's on his head. Like that's the joke at the end.
And
I tasted their blood. I felt their blood, and I ate some of them.
I ate some of the brains.
I ate some of the brains.
Yeah, we got a call, and Paul is fine. He reported he just said he forgot to check in with the secretary.
I'm Paul Allen. I killed Paul Allen.
I killed Paul Allen.
Don't you get it? You dumb fuck.
Christian Bale is amazing in that movie.
And that could have been Leonardo DiCaprio.
And thank fucking Christ it wasn't, because the movie would have sucked. He was way too young at that point.
Yeah, I think they're the same age, though. That's the thing.
Yes, but DiCaprio looked like a tiny little boy in 2000.
Yeah, exactly.
Christian Bale looked like a man.
Like a man. He's a real man.
And I am not done with Christian Bale on my list.
Oh, shit.
We will get to him some more here.
Really?
What is number 5?
Wow. Okay, so number 5, I'm going to go with Hellraiser.
Okay.
I like Clive Barker. I like Hellraiser. It's just I
First
think
one?
it's the first one. I did like the new one. I like the second one, and I like Hellraiser in space. Hellraiser 3 is not good at all. It's kind of bad, but it's just
I
more
love
cheesy,
3.
campy. 3's funny, campy, ridiculous. But
CD
I
head.
CD so stupid. Are
Okay.
you Jesus Christ? Not quite.
State your reasons for continue. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, it's just Hellraiser 1 is just like it's simple. It's a gothic horror film. It's the Cenobites are really interesting, cool horror creations and nothing with a puzzle box. That's how you'd call them, and just really neat horror fuel stuff. What is that? Is that your?
That's tuna jerky.
Oh my God, you got more?
It's fucking great.
Oh my gosh, she brought you more, or is that from the store in your local
No,
area?
my sister-in-law went to Hawaii and brought me some.
Oh shit! Geez, she's always going back and forth to Hawaii.
A different one.
Oh,
It's the one great thing about having like a bunch of sisters on their side because I can just they all
Jesus
go back and get
Christ.
it.
Yeah,
There's so much food there I fell in love with, and
Yeah.
I'm like I'll try anything.
Yeah,
I have no filter on me. I'm not like nah unless there's eyeballs, but tuna
Even
jerky
then,
I bought by myself.
maybe.
They never even had it, and I was like, I get it. And now my wife and I are obsessed with it.
Oh, that she likes it too.
Oh yeah, she eats half my
That's-
bag now, which I wish I didn't introduce
You
you to.
bitch, hide it from her.
Yeah. That's what's in my office.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so Hellraiser, I don't disagree with people who like it. I just personally, I don't give a shit about the.
I know a lot.
gothic
Yeah, I know a lot of people who don't care for it. It's just it kind of think it's kind of boring. It is. I can understand why they think it's boring, but I'm kind of. They said there was a cut. Maybe I've seen it and just I don't realize that it's so bad because it's the normal cut that I've known. But I guess the original cut was watered down because it was NC-17 when it initially came out, so they had to cut down a bunch of stuff. But then they re-released the original cut in German versions of the movie. So I don't know if that's what I have, or if that version ever came out to Shout Factory or whatever, or Arrow Video. Because I have it on Arrow Video.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know if it's, but whatever. It's still, I like it. It's good dialogue. There's some good dialogue in there with him saying like,
There's some great
"Angel
screaming.
system." Yes, good screaming, good violence.
What is the main character's name? The man,
Frank Cotton,
Frank, right?
Yeah,
When he's
Frank.
screaming at her, they're screaming at each other. I fucking love those scenes. and there are there's some stuff of that movie I do really enjoy.
No.
It's just 76 minutes into the movie before I enjoy anything.
Right? Yeah, it's a slow burn.
Yeah, and it's
slow
it's
burn
a cheaper
movie.
movie. I get it.
Yeah.
I rarely hold that against the movie, but I like 3 because I don't like gothic horror. So therefore, 3 is the perfect blend of that and stupid comedy that's direct VHS.
Well, sure, yeah,
nonsense.
yeah, exactly. They're pulling a Freddy Krueger card on Halloween.
Yeah.
Hellraiser 3, and it's bad. I mean, the acting in it is so bad.
There is a recent Rick and Morty episode, actually from last year, where they do a Hellraiser thing, and they're talking about like they're all like weird, like fish. I'm what are the stupid names like coat rack head,
right?
Yeah, like how pain hurts, therefore it's good, but it hurts. So and they go back and forth a bunch. It's funny, but
that's good.
My number 4 is another one that's definitely on the border list, and we did just mention the main actor a moment ago, Shutter Island.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
Not really a horror, but also definitely a horror movie in certain aspects.
Sure, yeah.
So
yeah,
and I have a giant poster of it in the other room. I do love this movie way more than I should. I know that. I like the 50s style throwback with the music and the aesthetics. I like DiCaprio in this movie, which is only I can say that about a few movies, really.
Right.
This and The Departed.
Yeah.
And then he's fine in the rest of his stuff, but I really do enjoy him in those 2 movies.
Yeah.
But this one, Mark Ruffalo, who I don't always enjoy either.
Right. He's good in this.
I like him in this and Eternal Sunshine. That's really about it.
I liked him in Zodiac.
Oh yeah, thank you. Zodiac.
Well, Zodiac again would be on my list, but again, that's I consider that not a horror movie. It's more.
That's more of a drama.
More of a drama / crime movie.
Crime would be a good spot for it.
Yeah.
But Shutter Island, it's a movie I watched in the theater, and I was like, I fucking love that. And then I waited for the onslaught of approval from everyone, and nobody liked it, and I'm like, I fucking love that movie. I
It
don't
did.
know why.
It was a hit. It made a lot of money. It was a
It
big
made money,
hit when
but
it came out.
nobody talked about it ever.
Yeah, I think people forget about it.
I love it. I
Now
don't give a shit. I love it.
Now it exists on TNT at all hours of the day.
Yeah.
It's on TNT every day for some reason.
Yeah, I love it. It came out the same time as well, a little after, but no, never mind. That's unrelated. I don't want to waste time on that. All right, go on to your number 4.
My number 4 is Terrified, the movie I just saw. Like
Wow,
literally, it's that good. It was fantastic. One of my favorite. It's just it took the concept of like haunted house movies and just put it up to 11. It was great. It was really the only problem was the ending was cheesy. The ending had a bad. It should have just ended with him saying, "You brought him with you," and that should have been the end of the movie. Because what happens is, like, oh, it's just
if
a
you want me to watch the movie, then
okay, that's fine. I won't talk about it. But it's I'm telling you, Terrified is a great horror film. It's subtitled, but man, it's good. It's just good.
Okay.
And there's just all kinds of subliminal horror at the best. It's not jump scares. It's just like shit happens, and it's like, there's like, there's monsters coming out of people's under beds, out of closets. There's it's got the best kills I think in a horror movie in a long time. Like, it's good stuff. It's really good. It's good stuff.
I will check it out.
It is worth
I
watching.
added it to my list right here.
Yeah, the least you know, the better it is, and it's 88 minutes. It's
fucking telling me the ending.
Well, no, it's just I didn't tell you the ending, but it's goofy. But 88 minutes, it's all it is, and it's fucking. It is surgical. It is just boom, 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 boom. It's great.
You know, it's another good ghost story movie. My number 3, Ghost Story with Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara.
Oh wow!
I'm kidding. It's from Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, thankfully, yes.
I didn't hate Ghost Story, but it is fucking boring.
Fine, yeah, but
I thought it was interesting.
It was the interesting.
But that's a drama.
It's a drama.
That's a melodrama.
It's mellow as shit. It is slow as molasses drama, but it's still good. It was interesting. I liked it.
I found
it good stuff.
Exactly. Interesting.
I did like it.
Melodrama, though, is the genre. But
for
Dusk Till Dawn, we did a whole episode on this very show about it. We'll move on.
Go get it. Number 3, I'm going to say is The Mist.
Oh, fuck.
The Mist.
That should be okay. I'll put that on my honorable mention list.
Yeah,
The Mist.
Yeah, The Mist. You kind of The Mist is such a great horror film, and just the way Frank Darabont took it, adapted it, and changed the ending. It's so fucking great, so perfect, and it's a great horror, like just weird monster movie where it's just like, and it's violent. It doesn't shy away from the violence. It's brutal, and Marcia Gay Harden is so good as that awful evil bitch, and it's just such a great movie. And Thomas Jane, don't really care for Thomas Jane in anything else, but in this movie he's good. Like, this is probably Thomas Jane's best movie, next to The Punisher.
Yeah, Thomas Jane chooses a lot of shitty movies, though.
I don't know if that's by choice or just he has a bad agent. Yeah, I'll do it. But then he was great in Arrested Development. He had that one cameo where he's a method actor, so he plays pretending to be homeless so he can get his kids back in the movie. I just want my kids back. Like that. That's all he says in this. Oh, that was good. That was good shit. So I gotta give Tom Jane some credit on that one.
If you haven't seen The Mist, watch it. No, do not look anything up about it. Just watch it for what it is. And if you can, watch the black and white version. It is definitely works. It plays better.
Yeah,
because that's what he wanted. It's just the studio was like, no. So when you do watch the Blu-ray, you can watch it in black and white as well. Definitely check it out that way. Just know it is a cheesy movie with the special effects sucking, and that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a 50s throwback.
Yes, it plays into the style. Think of The Blob. The man wrote the Blob remake, and it's kind of like the same.
Yeah.
Big town gets together and has to fight this thing. They don't know what it is.
Oh.
Same thing. Frank Darabont either does that Stephen King stuff or he does prison Stephen King stuff. And
that's it. You got two modus operandi.
That's it. And speaking of Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Yeah, you did that one too.
What a weird What a weird sidetrack there for him.
Welcome to Science. Well, he was probably taking any job he can get, honestly. And when you're starting out, you'll do anything. So when he was working on sets, he was like a set dresser for.
Well, he wanted to direct, and he said, "I want to write a bunch of movies before I direct, get that under my belt."
Because he wanted to learn as much as he could, which is smart.
So he was hanging out on set and watching them. That's why. Even his first movie, Buried Alive with Tim Matheson, I had that on VHS when it came out. I've loved Frank Darabont since that movie.
Really, I never saw that one.
My mom got it, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And it was it's like Tim Matheson, his arms coming out through the grave, and it was like, and I watched it. And I was like, "That was really good." So Frank Darabont, I've been aware of almost my entire life.
I wonder if you could get that on DVD.
Solid movie, not great. It's a cheap, made for TV movie, but I liked it a lot for what it was.
Buried Alive. Let's see if it's on. You can buy it on Blu-ray or something.
I doubt it. Available somewhere.
I don't know.
It's Tim Matheson and his wife. Tim Matheson. I don't want to give too much away, but from 1989.
Was this it?
No, not this one.
1989, huh? Okay.
No, it's Frank Darabont. Buried. I wonder if they changed it. Oh, here it is. 1990. Jeffrey Jason Lee, Tim Matheson, directed by Frank Darabont.
Oh yeah, Blu-ray, $12.99.
William Atherton's in it.
Of course. Oh
yeah. For what it is, it's one of those for what it is movies. It's really fucking solid. I gave it a 7. I just pulled it up on my IMDb. It has a 6.5. Like it's decent, and you understand why he became a direct, like continued doing after that, and why he wrote so much, because it worked, and he did a little simple horror movie, and I was like, oh, this is really good for what it is. Why is this so cheap?
Oh, like, so maybe I did see this movie.
I think they would have given the guy a budget.
Is this the movie where like they bury him alive and he breaks out and like he's all dirty and he puts his hands in the sink with peroxide
and he
feels
like a maze out of the house.
Yeah, okay. I think I've seen it. I think I rented it when it came out, and the only part that I remember is when he had his hands. They're all fucked up because he had to bash through. They gave him a cheap coffin, so he bashed through the cheap coffin, and his hands are all terrible. And he's in the sink. He's in the bathroom cleaning. He fills the sink up with peroxide or alcohol, and he puts a towel in his mouth, and he puts his hands in the sink. He goes, "Ah!"
Yeah, because through. It also has lamp.
Oh my God, it lamps at everything.
This might have been when I started my obsession with lamp.
The lamp. The lamp.
There's a lamp. All right, so let's move on. I said for No Sedan, you said yours. Are we on number 2 now?
Yes, you're on number 2. What's your number 2?
My number 2, you already said It Follows.
Yes, a good one. Very good.
Saw it in the theater.
Yeah, me too.
Didn't know what the fuck it was about.
Exactly, me too.
I knew the horror movie. I knew nobody was talking about it, and I went, yes.
I saw it in Burbank. I think in Hollywood when I lived there. I was still living there, and then my sister's wedding. She got married in 2015, and I went to Santa Cruz. And my brother, I took him to go see it at a Santa Cruz theater. We went and saw that movie, and he was like, "Oh, wow, this is good." I said, "Yeah, no, it's a great horror movie. I'll watch it." So I saw it twice in theaters.
I saw it in the theater. Well,
a nice art house theater.
Didn't know what the fuck it was.
Yeah, it was great.
And then it starts, and the second the camera turns on, and it's just a little area in Detroit in this house, just a girl running around, nothing. I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah, and then
I don't know what the fuck's happening, but I'm in. Like it sets a pace.
Hard cut, yeah. Then when she's on the beach, she hard cut, her body's all mangled. Like, what the fuck? Just wonderful, fantastic.
And I'm fascinated with the idea that it's a villain that you don't ever really get a concept of. They don't explain anything.
No,
you know nothing. I'm so glad they didn't make a bunch of terrible sequels that explain it. Like Cube.
It would have happened too if this was like 1995. It would have happened
exactly. And you don't ever find out anything. They try to fight it, don't win, and just go, you know what, fuck it. Love it.
And it introduced us to that Marika Monroe girl.
Yeah. Who's working like crazy now.
She's good. She's really good. I saw the Watcher, that one that she did, the A24 movie or whatever, or maybe it wasn't A24, but it was like a low budget horror movie where she's in Romania and a guy's watching her.
Yeah.
Like stalking. That's good. It's pretty good. It wasn't bad. It's another slow burn movie, but it was pretty good.
No,
I enjoyed it.
I noticed her popping up on IMDb, the front page every once in a while. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
she just
hey.
pops up. Yeah.
The only
She
thing
was-
I complain about it is why the clamshell phone.
That was the
I
one
still don't get
random
it.
thing. Yeah, because it could have been in any time period, and they kind of
just
date it with that clamshell. So weird.
And I don't really care for the sequence when they're in the pool and just throwing lamps and shit in there. But
Right.
I'm not complaining about it that much because I do fucking obviously love the movie. It's my number two.
There's some really good horror stuff in there.
What
It's
is
really
your
good.
number? Oh, I also love the fact that sometimes it just constantly walks after you, and that's all it does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't even do that, where it just stands there and watches you.
Well, I guess at the end of the movie,
Kind of just wait.
the final one that attacks her is her dad. Is her dead dad?
Oh, is that from a picture that you see earlier?
Yeah, because she says it. She goes, "Oh no," and like the sister asks, "Who is it?" She goes, "I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not telling you who it is." And I think she basically she sees him and the others don't. And it's like her dead father is coming after her.
Okay,
and
but the
that's why
last
it's
one
so
is
weird.
Like her and the little virgin dude on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Holding hands,
and somebody's walking behind them.
Someone behind him, but it could just be someone.
It could be anybody. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I love about it is you never quite know because there's always someone in the background walking.
Yeah,
you never know if it's supposed to be the one.
And there's that great scene where they're on the beach and they're just sitting there, and all of a sudden her hair gets pulled, like invisible, and her leg gets pulled. That was cool. That was a nice little jump scare moment.
I love that it punches through that wall. In the cabin, and there's like a little kid crawls through.
Yeah,
that's all it does. You never see that again. But
yeah, it's neat stuff.
It's a fun, interesting movie, and my wife hated it.
I'm surprised that the director hasn't done other stuff. Like he really hasn't done anything else. That's kind of like I thought he'd get bigger with time, and he hasn't really caught on. I don't think.
I thought he was working on stuff.
I don't think he's doing much. Like he might be doing, but like that movie was 7 years ago.
He did Under the Silver Lake, which I heard about.
Right? Yeah, that's probably why he didn't work again for a while. Because that one was like, ugh.
What is your number two?
Number two, I'm going to say Exorcist 3.
Okay.
Love that movie. Again, we've talked about that many times, and Brad Dourif should have won the Oscar for that movie, but Oscars don't care about acting, so they don't do that. But yeah, Exorcist 3 is one of the greatest horror films of all time. I love that script. I love that book. And it's William Peter Blatty directed. That was his last movie he directed. He's directed, he's directed 3 movies. And I've seen all, I think actually maybe he only did 2. I think he's done 3. He's done Ninth Configuration, Exorcist 3, and another one. But he's actually a really good director.
This movie is so perfectly directed.
Yeah, the Ninth Configuration is a very good movie. It's actually really good. And Stacy Keach is in it. So you'll probably love it. Stacy Keach is in it. And so's
Ninth Configuration and then this. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, 2 movies. He's great. He's a great director, and I'm just shocked that he never did anything else. I think he made so much money off of Exorcist, and they just wanted him to keep doing Exorcist movies his whole life. And he was probably like, I'm sick of that shit. I want to do something else. Let me be me, man. But yeah, Ninth Configuration is actually really fascinating.
I had to get to my list. I've always seen that movie, never watched it.
I have it on Blu-ray. It's pretty damn good. It's just interesting. It's different. It's a different movie, but it's really good. And I mean, all the actors. What's his name from Walking Dead's in it? He was also in Exorcist 3 too. He works with the same actors quite a bit. And Stacey Keach is great. And Richard Lynch shows up at the end. He's a biker scumbag, and he gets his. It's hilarious. It's actually really good.
I'll check that out. But Exorcist 3,
it's
a horror movie where all of the horror is off screen.
Yes.
And you hear them discuss it.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
And somehow way scarier than seeing it.
Absolutely.
You don't see one violent act in the movie other than Brad Dourif. Flying around.
Not really, much else.
Is there any violence in the movie?
I mean, no, not really. I mean, there's
the the very, very end.
Yeah.
Where they had that's it. Yeah, nothing. There's no violence. And you just hear like him describing it. And he's so good in the movie that it feels worse than watching it.
And it's one of those. It's one of the only movies in history where the studio was right in their meddling.
Yes.
When they said we need to have an exorcism in this movie, it's called The Exorcist 3. Let's put an exorcism in it. And actually, it was actually really well done. It's a very good creepy sequence.
Because the original ending is just like,
very simple.
I agree with them.
Yeah, it was a wonderful choice. So what's your number one?
My number one is, I mentioned Christian Bale before. My number one is The Machinist.
Wow. The Machinist, number one. That's crazy.
I absolutely love that movie. It is half horror. It's more of a mystery movie, but it definitely has some horror aspects to it.
Wow.
So much so that I'm putting it as my number one.
I think the last time I saw that movie was when I saw it with you at the theater.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we
My wife also did not like this movie.
No, she would not like this
Similar
movie.
to From Dusk Till Dawn and It Follows. She did like The Shining on my list.
Well, that's good. You don't have to divorce her.
That's probably the only one on my list she's seen. She's seen Scream.
Scream's
The Machinist. Just fucking love that movie.
Wow.
I have no explanation.
That's fine. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion for movies.
Yeah. You get we mentioned him getting his arm torn off before. He gets his arm torn off by a machine.
That's right. Michael Ironside. That's right.
Michael Ironside blames Christian Bale.
Yeah.
And he shows up at his house and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here."
What are you doing in my house?
He yells at him.
And Christian Bale's so gross in that movie. So skinny, gross.
He's so gross and he's so good. Also has Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yeah. She shows up in
just
everything.
Like Buried Alive.
Exactly. Oh my God. She's a recurring character.
Yeah, it's a. I don't even want to go into detail. Christian Bale lost a bunch of weight by eating just a can of tuna and an apple a day, so he's like severely underweight and creepy.
And this was right after or before
between
Batman.
Batmans. This is between the first and second Batman.
Ugh.
And he is creepy skinny. And he's playing like a game of hangman, and he never knows what's going on. He never questions why they're appearing in his house, really, and he just tries to figure out what's going on. And that's really, I don't want to get into more detail because it's definitely worth a watch.
I need to rewatch it. I haven't seen it, like I said, since theaters. I don't think I've ever rewatched it.
I fell in love with that movie when I watched it, and I
need to watch that one again.
It's just it's a mood movie. It sets a mood and then just sticks in it. It doesn't ever waver from that. Even when he laughs and like has a fun time, you're still like, ugh.
I remember that. That was creepy. That's a creepy thing.
And that's kind of what I like is he tries to change the genre of the movie by going and he's pretending to like, I'm going to enjoy it and be a real person, and it never works because he just is creepy. He can't get out of the movie he's in. He can't get out of the situation he's in, and I love it.
So gross, though. He looks so awful.
What is your number one?
Poltergeist. Something about it. I like Poltergeist. It's just the best. It has humor. It has horror. It's PG, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
No violence except for the part where he rips his face off, and it's one of the most dated moments in the movie because the special effects are so bad. But it's just, I don't know, something about that movie just speaks to me forever. Like, it's just a creepy, fun movie. The horror elements work. The music's good. The direction is good, even if it is or isn't Tobe Hooper. I don't know. I still think Tobe Hooper maybe directed 20% of that movie, and Spielberg did the rest. It just feels that way to me.
I won't disagree.
And I know everybody tries to say, no, Toby directed it. It's like, I don't see how. I've seen his other movies. Yeah.
Spielberg is schmaltzier, and that movie has more of a schmaltz feel
to it.
There's
a little bit of schmaltz, yeah. That's the thing. It's like, it's very old Hollywood style, but it's just, nobody's made a movie like that ever since, though.
You can't convince me that Tobe Hooper directed the scene where they fall in the skeleton pit.
Oh, you don't?
That has Spielberg written all over it.
Right.
The fake. I just picture Indiana Jones 3 or 2.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a great movie. That's definitely one that should be on my honorable mention list. I was trying to keep my honorable mention short, but it's a great movie.
Yeah, it always stuck with me even as a kid, and just forever. No haunted house movie has ever come close, except for maybe Terrified, because that one was pretty solid. But that was more adult, more scary, and this one was just more of a, I don't know, it's like the darkest movie a family movie can get is this one.
Yeah, if I could do comedies and stuff, it would be a lot of like Gremlins 2,
Right? Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods,
Yeah.
yada yada yada. Poltergeist 3 stuck with me more as a kid than the first one.
Oh, that's a bad
For
movie.
some reason, the third one, the mirrors bothered me.
Right? No, yeah. There's some scary stuff in it, but it's a bad movie.
Yeah, I remember watching that and being like it stuck in my head because I was young.
Yeah.
And Heather O'Rourke didn't live much longer past that.
Well, because the ending of the movie, I guess she died before the movie was done.
Yeah,
because the ending of the movie is greatly impacted because it's so bad. It just ends, and you're like, "What? Oh, she died. That's why they couldn't finish it." Like, oh, now I get why it's so abrupt because she's dead. That's not even her. They're carrying her out of the movie. They're carrying a dummy out of the room. It's not even her. It's like so sad. The true horror story of that little girl, if what I heard was true, but that's the true horror story.
Poltergeist 3 came out in '88. I was 4.
Wow.
I probably watched it as soon as it hit VHS, and we're hearing the stories about what happened to the little girl.
Yeah.
And the mirrors, and I remember my sister, because I was 4 or 5, she's like, no, that's really her in the mirrors dead. And and it just kind of fucked me for a little
bit.
Yeah.
And
I was like, oh, and then watching as an adult, I'm like, this is stupid.
This movie sucks dick. This is terrible. This movie doesn't make any sense.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but Poltergeist 1, solid fucking movie. Really,
Poltergeist 1 is, I don't know. I have a soft spot for it. I always will.
I got a hard spot for Jill Beth Williams.
Oh, baby. Yeah, and Poltergeist, when she gets that, she's wearing that jersey, that sports jersey, get out of the bathtub.
I think it's a Bears jersey.
Something like that. The ghosts like push her against the wall and she's rolling up and down the ceiling. Ooh, yeah. Show me that tummy, baby. Show me that cotton panties.
You got Coach in there.
Coach is great. He's wonderful in it. It's just a funny movie. And then like the end where he goes, just that scene with a land developer takes him up to the ridge. Says, this is going to be your new house. He says, "Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to move the cemetery. What? It's not like it's just Indian burial ground." He goes, "Wait, what? Phase 1 down below. That's where we started it. We moved the bodies out of there. We moved the cemetery down the road. You moved the tombstones, but you didn't move the bodies." That's brilliant. I mean, how and then how the house implodes. Who comes up with that? Like, that's the ending of the movie. It's like, yeah, how about the movie? How do you want this movie to end? Your haunted house movie to end? How about it get sucked into another dimension? But it's imploding.
You're back.
It doesn't blow up; it implodes. Like, oh fuck!
But you can't tell me this isn't Spielberg.
Yeah.
It has him written all over it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hey, there's a lot more in that movie too, where it's very Spielbergian. So I don't know. He's got that close up. They got the close up shots where they look. They do that close up, look up. They look in the sky, and it's in awe. They got that close up awe shot. That's what Spielberg uses in almost every one of his movies. So I don't know. I don't know.
This is our first episode to go above 45 minutes.
My God.
You might be the only one.
It will be the only one.
Whenever we do like official lists, they might go above because it's hard to discuss 26 things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel satisfied with our lists. They're pretty
Very good. Yes. Different movies. We didn't double up too much.
No, just a few.
Yeah. So a couple,
It follows in Exorcist 3. That's it.
Pretty much, yeah.
You didn't have The Shining on your list or honorable mentions. That's kind of amazing.
Well, some movies I'll forget, but yeah, Shining definitely is honorable mention.
Wow.
But yeah.
So next week on the show, we're continuing with our October theme. Do you want to do top? So we talked about top 10 horror movie villains. I'm just saying top 10 scariest villains.
Okay.
Regardless of genre.
Yeah, that sounds good. We can do that.
Just whoever's terrified you the most as a villain.
That sounds
So
good.
10 of those, and we'll keep that one to 45 minutes because we're not discussing entire movies at that point.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay.
And you can be really creative with that list.
I got my number one already.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's why I specified it this way.
Oh.
Because I'm like, my number one isn't in a horror movie.
Right.
But terrified me.
It's Walter Peck from Ghostbusters.
Dickless.
Dickless here.
Where does Dick go? Why do you have to shut it off? If you didn't shut it off, there'd be no movie, but
no.
Leave it on. You're the reason that New York City, Manhattan got covered in marshmallow. That's your fault, Walter Peck. Dickless fuck. All right, sorry. Let's get out of here, right?
Okay.
Next week, top 10 scariest villains.
Sounds good.
All right. Hour 10.
Let me see when I get to the exit intro. I'm scrolling down here.
No, he just left. He just flat out left. Dick just left. Let me play the outro then, because Dick left.
Fuck you, everybody. Good night.
You booted yourself.
I hit the wrong button. I don't know what I hit. That was weird.
How do you hit remove way at the bottom left instead of the clip on the far right?
I don't know. That was weird. I must have hit something.
The outro though.
Else. Yeah, I saw it. Good thing you did. I forgot.
Right.
I don't know what happened. All right, that's all.
Ending podcast. Bye.
Bye.
My list was better.